Hi everyone. Today 64 or 5 out of 100. Today was just like pretty much every other day before this. Just wake up, gym, work, eat. But today I did something a little bit different. And what I did was I spent the last like hour and a half or so just writing a letter to myself. And the reason I did that is because for the last few days, especially, and the last week or so, and slightly the weeks before that, I have begun to feel a lot of shame again. And it really snuck up on me this time, but also not really. Like I was feeling it. And there was a part of me that was just afraid to admit to myself that I was starting to feel it again because every time I escape from one of these like shame phases, I just like hope I just so deeply hope that that's the last time I'll feel that way. And so this time, since I came off of such a high of just like pride and like not like the bad kind of pride, like just really being proud of myself and what I was doing, like it just felt a lot scarier to admit to myself that I was going into this like shame zone again. And so I've been building up this shame again, and I've been trying to convince myself that I wasn't, but I was. And it was just it was just bothering me. It's just been bothering me the last few weeks. And the last few days especially, like I just like things have just felt off. And I could feel that there was a part of me that just wasn't being honest with myself. And I wasn't doing anything about it. Or at least it felt that way. So today I took the time for one of the first few times in my life to kind of confront myself in the form of a letter and just ask myself like, what are you doing? What do you want out of your life? And why aren't you spending more of your time and energy focusing on achieving that? And I felt myself while writing this letter multiple times like, okay, I thought enough about this. I can stop here. But instead of stopping there, I just continued to write until I came to a conclusion. And right now, in this very moment, I am, I'd like to say that I'm the most at peace that I've been in recent times, like very recent times. I was just taking a moment to make sure that that was true. And I think it is. So I just took a moment today to try to align myself with what I what I want out of my life. And I've been putting off doing that for a long time because I've always felt like what if I decide that I want to do this with my life but then I change my mind later on. Like that was one of the reasons that I was like putting off spending a lot of time thinking about it because I was so unsure that it just felt like a futile thing to try to like figure out for myself. Because my mindset would be like, well, like, what do I know? Like, how am I supposed to know right now in this given moment, like what I want to do for the rest of my life? But today I just leaned into the the trust that I built for myself, and I just wrote out at least four things that I know for sure that I will never change my mind on. And that feels really good because now I have I have a mission, a very plainly stated, clear mission. And now instead of trying to figure out what I want to do, what I want to be, I just need to know what do I need to do to be what I want to be. And that's a lot easier to answer. But also, it's a difficult thing to take action and now do those things. And so there is some amount of stress about that, but at least it's not this like super overwhelming question that I have to answer first of like what do I want to do for the rest of my life? So yeah. Yeah. I stopped my writing commitment for today, or I'm in today. I think I'm gonna stop my like daily writing, like object writing thing, because I've started to lose sight of I feel like I've started to lose sight of the meaning behind it, and I find myself just like doing it just because I have to do it. And so I'm not like actively participating in that commitment. Like I'm just doing it to do it. And I don't want that to be my relationship with writing. And so what I'm thinking now is that maybe I'll just write a letter every day, which sounds like it may be much harder, but that's just where my heart wants to take me right now, I think. That's where I would find more meaning in writing right now. So I think I'll be replacing it with that. I've been slacking in the self pleasure and PORN commitment. And last week I kind of slacked in the gym department too, though I like kind of had a good reason for that, but also I still could have gone. And I think part of the reasons that I've been slacking on these commitments is because like initially when I started them, I felt a lot of pride about committing to these things and doing them and like actually doing them. But lately I've found that I'm using these commitments as a crutch to become complacent in other areas of my life. And then the shame that came from that kind of just made me like lose drive in these commitments. And so I'm using this point today and this coming weekend to kind of just realign myself with what I want to do and who I want to become. And I think it'll be a good chance to do that. So I'm excited. I'm excited to I'm just excited for the next I didn't want to say few days. I am particularly excited for the next few days, but I'm excited for what's to come in the near future. And I think I'll just leave it at that for today, because I'm sure I'll have other things to talk about through the weekend. So, as always, thank you for watching, and I will be back again tomorrow.